A Texas restaurant is getting death threats and shut down its social media, all for serving Attorney General Jeff Sessions over the weekend. So why can't we be civil to our leaders anymore? Joining me now to debate is Republican strategist Chris Nywame and Democratic strategist Rochelle Ritchie. Thank you both for joining us this morning. Guys, you know, here we are having this conversation again. Chris, do you see an end in sight?
I have no idea. I mean, we've come to the point where throwing a woman that's serving this country out of a restaurant for going to eat is something that's politically possible, and it's essentially someone who serves food. I mean, they didn't even know who the guest was going to be, and now they're having to sort of backtrack and deal with their business. Doesn't seem like free speech to me. It seems like it's a little bit ridiculous, and it's a very mean message to be sending.
Rochelle?
Well, look, if we are trying to determine how civil discourse towards our leaders has become the new normal, then we just need to look at the commander in tweets. Donald Trump. I mean, just last week, he insulted Jeff Sessions, saying that he was scared, stiff, and missing in action.
That's not confronting someone, though, in a restaurant and making people forced
Well, we're talking about what happened in Texas.
A restaurant.
Well, we're talking about what happened in Texas, and from my understanding, this restaurant owner actually posted a photo of with Jeff Sessions.
On social media, and it's
getting
death threats from it.
Yes, on social media. And no, he shouldn't be getting death threats for it. But what I'm saying is that this has become the new normal. I mean, Donald Trump himself has attacked Jeff Sessions on social media. In March, he called him disgraceful. He's called Justice Ginsburg. He's called her an incompetent judge and dumb. Of course, he loves to attack the IQ of Maxine Waters. So no one is exempt from this president's pettiness on social media.
Chris, don't you see this hurting the Democrats at some point?
Well, I agree with Rochelle. It's petty. I mean, you look at Attorney General Eric Holder, whose priority during his tenure serving President Obama was to focus on legal rights for terrorists, trying to secure them attorneys. You look at Rahm Emanuel, who suppressed the killing of a black teen so he could be reelected. You look at Bernie Sanders, wants to give veterans free dental care. We'd love to have it, Bernie, but we can't even get in to see doctors. Let's talk about the issues. And then you talk about women's rights. You want to throw a woman out of a restaurant? Rochelle, you got to help out your party. You got to get them back on track, on message. Who cares about tweets? You know, the president wants to critique.
Who cares about tweets? Why don't tweets matter? How is it possible that the president of the United States continues to insult people? He's insulted FBI, members of the FBI just this week, calling them clowns and losers. He also brought up Lisa Page and called her the lover when he's the one that's actually paying off his infidelities.
But
right
Rochelle,
now.
this is something that has gone. I mean, this is just absolutely getting to the point where it's insane. Let's just go ahead and take a look at let's take a look at some of these examples that have happened in recent months.
I wanted to urge you to resign because of what you're doing to the environment in our country.
Why are you separating families?
Why did you leave my husband alone?
Stephen Miller! Deport Stephen Miller! Deport Stephen Miller!
Look, we're at the point now where this is affecting everyday business owners. This is, I mean, some people who are at these restaurants where some of these things are happening. Like, if you've got kids there, are you worried that this is going to get out of hand and I better leave the restaurant before this gets too crazy? I mean, people are afraid when they see stuff like this happening, Rochelle.
Well, look, I think it is very unfortunate. I mean, when you look at it, it kind of reminds me of what was happening during the civil rights era with African Americans who were being harassed in restaurants during sit-ins. I don't think this is right. I don't think that people should be harassed while they're eating dinner. But again, we were, you know, from my understanding, that it was a photo. But I think the First Lady, Melania Trump, has a great campaign, the Be Best campaign, and it's something that we can all apply to our daily lives, and we should start with her husband.
Chris, final word.
Well, I agree with Rochelle on the fact that, you know, we need to protect people's safety. We shouldn't have the kind of discourse we do. But the president's a rough and tumble dude. That's why we like him. And he doesn't fall for these sort of games where he gets put in a corner. I mean, he's focused on substance. That's why the economy's up and so many other things are happening. So, but I agree about the discourse thing.
All right, Chris, Rochelle, thank you for joining us. At the end of the day, we're all humans. Let's just treat each other with respect, right? Thank you, guys.